Hello and welcome to Storytime with Saturena. I have a great story for us. The name of it is Despite the Height. Actually, one of my students brought this book in and I read it to the class and they loved it, and so I purchased it from her. She actually knows the author. Okay, here we go. Let's get started. Bounce, 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 ba-bounce. Life in the Latta house was not quiet. Not with the youngest Ivory bouncing her basketball off the walls at the crack of dawn. Every single morning, Ivory! Bounce, 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 ba-bounce. Off the floor, off the wall, off the door. Bounce, bounce, let's go play some ball. 5 simple words brought all 7 Latta kids and their dad together every day on the worn dirt court. Ivory was small, but her brothers were not. They pushed her around and roughed her up. Still, despite her height, Ivory didn't quit or back down. "You ain't pushing me around," Ivory would say before darting past her big brothers, reaching hands. But it wasn't enough. Her big brothers won every single time. Bounce, 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 ba-bounce. "Got you, Ivory. Where you at?" Dad said on his way to an easy layup. "Aw, man, you got me again, Dad. How'd you get so good?" "Simple," Dad said. "Practice like you play." So she tried harder. From sunup to sundown, Ivory dribbled like it was her job, bounce after bounce, hour after hour, day after day. Dribble with the left hand, dribble with the right hand. Dribble left to the right, dribble right to the left. Dribble fast, dribble slow, dribble high and dribble low. Dribble off the walls, dribble off the floor, dribble through the hall, dribble off the door. Ivory dribbled and dribbled and dribbled her ball until it became a part of her hand. Despite her height, she would not lose to her brothers anymore. Wow, she's determined. As Dad played, Ivory played too. Her moves mirrored his on offense. Dribbled left, dribbled right, cross right to left, left to right, off to the hoop. Dribble, dribble forward, dribble back slow, dribble, dribble forward, off to the hoop. Ivory faked Dad out more than a few times, but Dad got past her defense. "Come on, Ivory, hustle. Put some pep in your step," Dad said. "Move your feet on defense. If you want to be good, you have to play both sides of the floor." So Ivory shuffled slowly at first. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Dad bounced and bounced left to right, then zipped past Ivory to the basket again and again. But Ivory wouldn't quit. Ivory wouldn't quit. Ivory shuffled faster and faster and faster, and soon the bounce bounce became bounce 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 bounce, bounce 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 bounce, as Dad worked to shake Ivory. "I locked you up, Dad," Ivory said. "Yes, you did," Dad said, "but I still got a few tricks up my sleeve." "All right, Dad, show me what you got." Dad bounced and bounced and bounced hard to his right, but Ivory matched him step for step. He hit the brakes and launched a soft jump shot to the rim. Swish! Nothing but net. Aw, man, Ivory shouted. How'd you do that, Dad? Teach me that jump shot. Now, if I teach you that, Dad said, it's all over. They laughed, then played, bounce after bounce, shot after shot, point after point, game after game. Ivory missed more jump shots than she made. Just square up your shoulders to the basket and they'll start falling, Dad said. Ivory began putting all the pieces of her game together. Bounce right, cross left, bounce, 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 off to the hoop for a layup. Ivory bounced and shot and bounced until it was dark. All day, every day. My big brothers won't be pushing me around anymore. Ivory was still small, and her brothers were still much bigger. But that didn't keep her from challenging one of her brothers to yet another game of one-on-one. I'm ready for you, Saran, Ivory boasted. You talk a big game, little girl, he said, before tossing her the ball. Ivory bounced, bounced, bounced her way to the basket on offense, and shuffled her feet to keep up on defense. Soon, Ivory was just 1 point away from her first win over her big brother. All right, Ivory, he said. I get it. You can dribble and get to the hoop. Let's see what else you got. Bet you can't win a jump shot. I'll even give it to you. No, Ivory protested. I don't want no gimmies. Play me straight up. Ivory stood her 44-inch frame at the top of the key. The ball rested her hip. Saran stood 1 foot in front of his little sister, left hand down near the ball, right hand up near Ivory's face. Ivory bounced with her right hand, slowly. Saran stayed in front of Ivory, waving his hands to distract her. A quick bounce to the right, and Ivory took off toward the basket. Saran backpedaled to stay with her, but this time Ivory hit the brakes. Saran stumbled backward. Ivory squared up her shoulders, just like Dad taught her, and floated a rainbow to the rim. Woo! Straight to the rim. Go, Ivory. Swish! I win! I finally win! She won, guys. The end. Wasn't that a great story? I want to show you the real Ivory Latta. She's the author of this book. That's the real Ivory Latta. Let me tell you just a little bit about her. She said, I took an interest in basketball at an early age. My brothers and dad played, and I loved watching it on TV. During that time, we had a dirt court. Kids across the neighborhood would come out and play. I loved it, especially competing against the boys. There's a lot more, but this is a great book. It says, big things come in small packages. And that's a true statement. I hope you enjoyed the story despite the hype. See you next time, friends.